First quarter profits for Activision Blizzard were nearly double what Wall Street was expecting. The video game maker also raised guidance for the current quarter. Looking good, Matty.
It is, and I think it's time that we start talking about Activision Blizzard in terms of its audience size, because it's pretty impressive. If you look at the monthly active users, which they've started disclosing for their brands, up 10% to 55 million at Activision, up 23% to 26 million at Blizzard, and of course King Digital up 3% sequentially there since they closed the acquisition of 463 million. So you're talking about a company that has over 500 million active users. That puts it just behind WeChat, YouTube, and Facebook in terms of audience size.
WeChat. I didn't realize that.
Very popular, very popular. And CEO Bobby Kotick, I thought he made a good point on the call. He said, our audience spent 42 billion hours playing or watching our games in the past 12 months. That's slightly more than people watch Netflix.
Wow.
So they're kind of talking a lot more about sort of their audience at Activision, and I think it speaks to just the popularity of interactive games, the continuing move to mobile on games, but also just the digital sales of games. If you go back even 5 years ago, most gamers, the way you'd buy games, you'd go to Walmart or GameStop, you'd spend $50, one game, several weeks later you're done playing with it, you move on to the next game. Well, what's happened now is that the lives of these games and the revenue potential for these games has because of updates or because of map packs and extra things you can buy. Now, the average revenue of a game might be $100 or $150, and it might last a year or two longer. And so a lot of great things happening in the video game space in general. Of course, Activision's the leader. And I didn't even talk about esports, which, of course, is also a big future.
Remember years ago when the stock just could not break out of its range, and we kept saying, they're putting up good numbers, recurring revenue, move to digital, it's all going to work. It speaks to kind of holding on to companies that you believe in and that you really like the model of, and then the stock will come around eventually.
Yeah, exactly, Ron. I think it's that perfect example of that coiled spring. Companies fundamentally get stronger and stronger, and eventually the stock price just explodes higher.